Nights like this, I wish that raindrop would fall. Oh, shit. Oh, damn, man. My bad. And put the Uncle Nearest down, you know what I mean? Woo. Yeah, I'll put that. Listen, I welcome you. The Niggas Flies Podcast. I'm your host, Jupiter Love. The only podcast we here encourage you to get in tune with your imperial divinity. And first, love yourself. It's going to be a power-pack episode. We got Rah1 with us. True definition of entrepreneurship. It's incredible. And this is Niggas Flies Podcast.
In my in my
Well. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Niggas Flies Podcast. I'm your host, Jupiter Love, and we here on Niggas Flies Podcast, the only podcast where we encourage you to get in tune with your imperial divinity. And first, love yourself, niggas. Oh, this is a blessed occasion. Of course, I got my brother Steady Beats. You know how it normally goes. Get the couscous, my nigga. Behind the boards, cooking up and everything else. Today, good people, we have Rah1 with us.
In the building.
Yes, sir.
That's good, baby.
Look here. One thing I do know about this brother is he has no problem with rolling the dice and betting on black. And when I say betting on black in that way, I mean betting on himself. I've watched him do a plethora, a cornucopia, if you will, of endeavors. Regardless, win, lose, or draw, I've seen this guy roll it 4, 5, 6 in the head crack. It doesn't matter. I've seen him get out there and bet on black, man. This is a true definition of entrepreneurship, sir. And I thank you for having the time and being willing to come here and link up with me.
Appreciate you,
Niggas Flies Podcast,
yeah,
man.
Facts. Appreciate y'all for having me. Word up. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Facts.
So diving in, man, I just want you to just give a brief synopsis for those who don't know. Tell people a little bit about Rah1, man.
Man, yo, I don't know. That's a hard thing to do. Yeah, because it's different when you talk about yourself, because you always know that you're not done and you have so much to do. Yeah. So when you speak of everything that you've done already, it kind of puts you in the like for me, it just makes me be like, okay, now I know what else I need to do. But so for the most part, for most of y'all out there, if I could sum it up without sounding too cappish, I'm more like I'm an entrepreneur first. I'll just say that. As far as everything else, I kind of let the spirit guide me. So an artist, and I mean that in a way where, you know, it's not just particular in one thing. I mean, just like we create art all the way around, whether it's the music, whether it's visually with what we create here, whether it's the filming that we do, or, you know, just basically creating an atmosphere or a platform for people to come and display their talents and their arts. And that's an artist as well, too. It's just as well as a canvas. A canvas, if you're going to paint a picture, you need a bunch of different colors. Each color represents a different spectrum. So that's where it comes from, you know, being all the way around. So for me, I guess for all of y'all, I'm just all the way around, yo, just God, yo, I guess. You could put that in a sense.
Oh, wait a minute. I must sip the yakage behind that one. You heard it. You heard it here. You heard it here first. Shout out to the G.O.D. Rah1.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate you for being here, brother.
Right.
Look, man, I want to jump in. If the people out there, you're seeing what's going on here, you're seeing an array of merch behind me. Let me get back in here so the audio is right. Behind me. And in front of us, if you will.
Right.
Tell the people about your merch, man. It's collective
Where? Yeah. So
into that,
collective wear, man. So right now we running with the God and Goddess collection, and yeah, man, just trying to give a little history out there. I think for most things, I think symbolism is something that it's been plaguing my people. I think for most of us, we've been seeing symbols and we're not knowing what they are, and I think now is the time for us to kind of study a place that goes past slavery.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
I dig that.
And I think for most of us, if we go to that place, then we could go to the place where things originate from. And when you go to the place where you originate from, I think you get, if you start from the beginning, you know where you're going. And I think with the God and Goddess collection, the way it came to me, for me to run with this particular version of my line, because I've been doing collective wear for a long time, and we've been focused on our logos and just, I guess, in the scheme of things, when you start a brand, it's more of a selfish thing, right? Because you really just representing the name.
That's right.
Of whatever you consider is your brand. And sometimes, well, for most of us, they say no thought is an original thought, right?
Correct.
They said it all is something that has come from someone that's been here before.
Nothing new under the sun.
Right.
I.e.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
So I believe that certain ancestors speak to us in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that for those of us that's in tune to that, it'll come in the form of a vision. Other people look at it as dreams because they can't differentiate the difference right now because they're in a sleep state when these things come to them.
Nice.
When that's really the awake state.
Right.
When what we're doing now is the sleep state. So creating these brands and stuff came to me in that particular space. So that's why I started running with these logos as a recent. Running with, these are the female brands right now that y'all see. Y'all see Mayat, y'all see Aset, y'all see the goddess U too. It's two representations of a cat. So you'll see Aset too as a representation of a cat too as well. And then we running with the Eye of Horus. We've been told that it's been evil, and that is not what that is. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about the story of Horus and how he lost his eye, and who was the person that was responsible for him losing his eye, then you can see where they got the story of Cain and Abel from. So it's just a lot. I just think that with this brand right here, if anybody looks up the symbol, maybe they'll go a little bit further.
You're right. But hold up, wait, reverse the tape. You said something about losing eye, right?
Yeah.
Look here, for all you Marvel fans, that's where they jacked Odin shit from. Anyway, from the original. You get what I'm saying?
Super fast.
Yeah. Look at that Odin and Thor shit and what my brother just said, and you can connect the dots yourself. But just like LeVar Burton said on Reading Rainbow, bitch, don't take my word for it. Listen. So,
Word.
you know what I mean?
Word.
So yeah, man. No, you are correct. This is a dope line. Real quick, you gonna have some Bastet joints?
Yeah, I got Bassett too.
Ooh.
I got Isis.
Tough.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. And I'm even trying to take it, a little further. We're gonna have some Shivas out there. We're gonna try to tie in a little bit of the Tibetan, a little bit of the Indian. We're gonna bring it all the way around full circle, because from my understanding, as far back as we go, it was all one landmass at one point. You know what I'm saying? And Africa, from where it looks like right now, was a lot larger in that portion of the history that we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's that we don't understand. I just think that we don't know. You know what I mean? So,
right,
so symbolism is important. For us, I know for us it's important, because that's how we are going to get back to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Understanding what we really wear, like the skin that we wear, the super suit.
Right. We can get back to that, how they say, oral tradition of passing on information.
That's a fact.
Because there's three particular things that I've observed that have a universal trajectory to it, which is music, mathematics, and iconography, which are the science of signs and symbols, which you were just discussing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We can speak to each other globally somehow, some way, through those three as a trifecta.
Exactly.
In any country you in. And like you said, you're going to tap into Tibetan, Indian, as in that would be the East Indian.
Yeah.
Right. And there it is. Hold on. You see me do this? That's my bongo right there. Oh shit! Something about to come through. Cause I'm a foul nigga. I say crazy shit. But if you listen to what I'm saying, I just sprinkle a little sugar on the medicine. Ain't no niggas in Tibet. You a damn lie. Check out the great Indian monk Dalmo if you want to know about that Shaolin fist. I'm just saying.
Fact.
I'ma say it crazy, but if you like, oh, it's my one line. Anyway, moving right along.
No, you won.
Moving right along, good sir. But yeah, man, collective wear.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is hard right here. Look, what I definitely didn't want to forget to tap into with you is you have a web series.
Yeah, I do.
Soap King.
Yeah, Soap King. Yeah.
Yes. Telling people about that, man.
Yeah. So Soap King. So Soap King is the journey of an entrepreneur. But what happens is I'm telling the story of a person that when you come up with a business and you have friends, it's a difference between men and women when they're going through something that they feel like is important. And I wanted to showcase that because for us, we have a group of guys that we be around that we consider our boys or that, that we consider our crew or whatever. They don't necessarily always be enthused about the things that you come up with.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show that in life because I've been noticing like when you study millionaires, they all say one thing. They say, yo, you got to separate yourself from the people who are not on the same page as you. And then when I turn around, I look at a guy like LeBron, I'm like, no, I don't know how true that is. I think it's a balance in there you have to do with your friends when it comes to that. Because the one thing about your friends that may not see your dream, they don't care about your dream. They just care about you. 9 times out of 10, we want people to care about the way that we see ourselves more than we see ourselves. And that's why we look at our friends when they don't support us. We be like, oh, they ain't really our friends, and we leave them alone. But really, they are your friends. It's just that you are supposed to, it's for you. You get what I'm saying? Now, when you take a guy like LeBron and you see how successful he is and how successful the people that are around him that came up with him, it puts you in a different mindset because all of these so-called billionaires, besides Kanye, and besides Elon, if you think about any other one, they're pretty much alone. These guys are like, can't trust nobody, can't be trusted.
Right.
And in the world of business, they're celebrated for their accolades, but they're not celebrated for how they achieve those accolades. So for the most part, for those people that are out there that are not on the inside, they'll look at the Jeff Bezos and be like, yo, this guy is crazy. He running this thing. He doing all this. But then when you hear other insiders like a Elon or something, when they speak about him, you'll understand that, it's a lot of people who next got stepped on for it to be where it is right now that causes this person to be, one of the richest people in the world with no friends.
Right. I like the way that ties in. And here we go. Wait a minute. To quote the great illustrious ghetto poet, Sean Corey Carter. Sometimes you gotta learn how to live with regrets, nigga. Shit. That's just what it is. To get where you going. I mean, unfortunately, you do. And you mentioned Jeff Bezos. Steady beats. Why he do that? Why he do that? Sprinkle the damn seasoning on the couscous, nigga, because I'm going somewhere with this. See, I'm going to tell this. Snakes and Flies merch. We're going to talk about that later. Anyway, Jeff Bezos, not to tie this in, but it's a perfect segue. Nothing against Bezos. Shout out to that. You super bred it up to be able to go into divorce proceeding and still make your wife number 2 in the world. That's too much bread, my nigga. But fuck all that. Around here, around these parts, we call this a 20-twin sip. Which is more comparable to me is my brother Naki and Lady Blamazon out in Lilburn, Georgia at the Blamazon Small Mall. Niggas, go check them out. You know what I mean? He's doing some real ill development out there.
Wow.
He's actually in the midst now of developing a app platform. So yes, Naki and Lady Blamazon. It's the Blamazon Small Mall in Lilburn, Georgia. Shout out to Naki. I'd be remiss to shout out Naki without taking a segue real quick and mention Roderick Shaw, Just the Guy Juice, who is always and forever going to be the official hydration of NEGUS FLYS Podcast.
All right. Shout out to them, yo. Shout out to them, yo.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
moving forward, man, I want to. This is one I got to get to. I want to talk about because you do sketches and skits.
Yeah. So, but before we go, so Soap King, I never really got into that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Give me the Soap King.
The entrepreneur. So the reason why I picked soap, I actually have soap. I have
Okay.
a soap business. I actually have bars of soap. I have 7 different types of soap, 7 different fragrances. With the 7th being a charcoal soap, so that's more soap for like, you know, people who need to scrub in certain spaces and areas, feet, you know, hands, you know, dealing with certain things like that. But at the end of the day, and the reason why I pick soap, it's not like I say, you know, black people with soap. It's just that one of the things I think we don't do as a community when we think about entrepreneurship or when we think about next levels, we think about products and commodities that people going to use regardless. And soap happened to be one of them.
Yeah.
Hence, when the pandemic first happened or whatever that you want to call that, and you went into the grocery store, you know, everything else was on the shelf besides toilet paper, towel,
Yes, sir.
soap,
Tell them about it.
water, of course, but that's another story. But soap. Now, if you kind of think about it, you would think that it was mad toothpaste out there. What was people brushing their teeth with? It was mad face wash out there. So people, were they washing their face? They was using, but soap.
The essentials.
Bars of soap.
Yeah.
Gone.
What is the soap brand? Is that collective?
No.
Well,
It's actually Soap King. That's what I named the soap.
Soap King.
It's the name of the soap. The web series.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If you don't know people, I'm going to do some shit that should be illegal. I'm right here. This is a one-shot. If you don't know what this man just said, Soap King is the web series and also the actual name of the product.
It's Soap King, yeah.
Let me tell you something. That's good branding exercise. Yeah. That's connecting the dots. You know what I mean? Hold, wait a minute. Hit the steady. Man, fuck that. You can't give me the joint right now. Bing, 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 bing. Y'all know what it says. Bing, 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 bing. Watch these black niggas get all up in your...
Right.
7 different flavors. Charcoal is the deluxe. Soap Kings, biatch. Right. Anyway, we love it. We love it, man.
Yeah, man.
Soap King, I love that.
Yeah,
we definitely gonna get in the way that where people can get that.
Yeah, they definitely
I gotta
get
you
it.
something on that.
They definitely get it online, the whole thing.
I love it.
And then you meet 2 women at the same time that happen to be roommates on the same day. And so it goes.
Wait a minute. This real or is that part of the?
That's so into
the script. That's into the script.
That's storyline. Because if you don't know, like for most of us, we don't know. The key to our business for black men is women.
Absolutely.
If you want your business to be successful, you have to include women. And so in this series, I show the relationship between males and I show the relationship between male and female. But I also show too, because for most women, I want to make sure that you guys understand the difference between the way men walk outside the door every day versus what happens to them. Like, I don't care how, I'll say this a million times. I don't care how much money a person has. I don't care how good a dude feel like he look or don't look. He is chosen by the woman.
Okay.
Like a dude could go out here all day and be like, yeah, you know, hey, look, even if it's because you have a whole bunch of paper, that's why she chose you. She still chose you.
That was the perfect
We
time,
don't choose. We know what we like. We go after it. We shoot our shot. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's based on her approval. And
you're right.
And she's
right.
We're chosen. Right. If you married, that woman chose you.
That's that Mac shit. I said that's the perfect time steady. That was with Q up. I choose you. Never mind.
I mean, but when you put it in the perspective, and you put your life in a perspective, and you put entrepreneurship in a perspective, and then you meet people, automatically the series is going to go to look like, this guy got 2 women as friends that don't know that this is the guy because it's kept separate.
Right.
Because when you building, you don't include. I mean, we all know that. When you building a relationship with you and a woman, you don't include everybody else in that building. What are you talking about? Like, that ain't even going for it. You might bring a couple of your friends that got somebody or whatever if you want to bring it in that environment. But outside of that, you're not taking your girl with your boys and it's just you and your girl and your boy. That ain't going to happen. Well, I mean, I know dudes that do that, but then they lose, that's another story.
But just to tap into what you were saying, I love that because that is a direct correlation and it's real. Actually, I was just talking to my wife earlier. We were having a build about that. Boop, 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 segue. You know how I do this shit, man. Hey, and if you don't know, tap into Energy Talks Network, and specifically Energy Talks Radio Show, hosted by Son, my spouse. She's very good at what she does. We love it. Listen, but yeah, women are the quintessential top of the food chain when it comes to, when you're talking about moving in business and building. They're top of the food chain when we're talking about tapping in and sprinkling consumer dollars.
That's a fact.
You know, if you just look at it as a whole and not marginalize it, you have to say the gender, right? The feminine gender is number one. Then when you take it to a microcosm, hey, this shit ain't inflammatory, it's facts. Black women are at the tip of the pyramid of everything when it comes to consumer-based dollars. If you don't have women, for one, but if you don't have black women specifically, that really determines the trajectory of how far this branding is going to go, because they are number one in consumer-based dollars.
That's a fact.
Period.
And that is a...
I'm not making that shit up.
Nope. And that's why we decided when we go with the goddesses, we're going to go with all the black ones.
That's tough. I love it. I love it.
And that's the point behind it. I mean, somewhere along the line, we as men, we're gonna have to figure this out. Like, we're gonna have to build better relationships with women.
Yeah.
And with Soap King, it's about all of that. It's about that, relationships with your crew, understanding the difference between how to balance a relationship with people versus being able to cut them off because they're not doing what you want them to do. Right. That you're not a friend if you can only be a friend with somebody because of what they want you to do or what you feel like they should do. Then you're not a friend. You got what I'm saying? Like, yo, because think about it. Our parents ain't our friends, but would they stay our parents if we only listen to them? Hell no. I mean, I know I disobeyed my parents a bunch of times. If they would say, yo, I want to stop being your parent if you disobey me again, I don't know if I would have kept messing up.
Because hey, look, here's the ultimatum.
They could cuss you out all day long, but do they say, yo, you do this, I'm not your mother or father no more? Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, wait.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work for you? Like, yo, because I got the choice to just say I'm not going to do this no more. So when it comes to that, it's like, all right, bet. How are we going to move forward in life if we don't understand those one particular scenario that, you know, if everything that we're doing here, NEGUS and Fly, whether it's Collective Wear or Soap King or whatever else we're doing, man, at the end of the day, if you don't have great relationships with women as a man, I mean, it's just not going to work for you, B. Like, I promise you, yo, I promise you, a pimp is not a pimp if he don't have a hoe.
Facts.
I don't care less. The woman don't need a pimp to be a hoe.
I mean, in that context,
she do not, but a pimp needs a woman to be a pimp. I'm sorry, like, no matter how matter how you cook it.
No matter how you cook the recipe.
Nah, B, you know what I'm saying? No matter how you cook it, it's the truth. So if you look at it in that standpoint, you know, it's ego that we stand on. Yeah. You know, as males. We stand on a bunch of ego. That ain't about nothing.
No, it's not.
That ain't about nothing, yo. Word. So, I mean, that's just where we at with it, B. So
I want you to, I thank you for that. I love it. I love it. And first of all, while you're here, while we're here, we need to chop it up. We got to build about a cross branding thing or something.
Yeah, man.
Try to neutralize this shit. Let me get some I don't know, you know what I mean, NEGUS wood grain soap or something like that. Anyway,
yeah, nah, you know, that'd be dope.
You know what I mean?
Nah, but that'd be dope. But that's the idea. You know what, Pete? But that's the idea. Cross promotion and branding.
Yes.
Creating your own supermarket, your own mall, your own Blamazon.
See? Got him? Naki. You're welcome. We love you, brother.
But that's how we corner the market. Look, this is how we change generations, you know? This is your reparation.
Yeah.
You know, just like, you know, when you get into digital currency, that's reparations for people who just are not understanding.
Facts.
Like, you can pretty much change your whole life in a year if you just read or listen.
Nice.
Because the way information is set up for us now, if you can't read, you can listen.
You can.
You know what I mean? And for the most part, I just feel bad for people who don't take the time to try to understand something before they sit up here and say, "Oh, I don't know about it." When, especially when it come to us, because the fact everything that we don't know is why it's only a few of us that are billionaires.
Right.
When we come from a legacy of trillionaires. Like, and I'm talking about multiple too. Like, that's the whole point. Like, you know, when we trace this thing back, like we over here in the diaspora, and then, you know, we got a whole continent over there that's sitting there waiting for us to go back and do what we got to do. But cats is scared to leave where they live at.
Correct. Now that's crazy. You tapped into that. Everything I listen to. I listen to conversational information differently whilst doing this right here, right?
Facts.
Once you tapped into that, I would be remiss to say, you know, because right now in this spacing, it's to plug you into it if you didn't know. I had that episode, I hate counting back, but actually it's supposed to be a part 2. Bobo Kwame, designer out in the Bay Area. That's something he's into as well, and I need to get you two guys linked because, you know, his thing is almost the only thing I can liken it to. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but it's the only thing I can liken the thought to is the Garveyites and the Back to Africa. He's trying to get people tapped into buying real estate in Ghana.
Yep.
So I need to get you two guys linked.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
And I want all of us to understand too, like, everybody that's listening, man, you know, going forward, that's going to be the motivation for everybody. Like, not only do you know, we buy the land back around the way, a lot of y'all, we got to understand too, basically for those that come from the north, we got to understand what we ran away from. A lot of us ran away from stuff that we still own. And that somebody just wasn't there to occupy it. And other people with certain type of connections and certain situations was able to vote their way into a scenario that took something from us for free. And it's a lot of people that live in the South right now that's paying rent for places that they technically own because they won't go do no reading, no research.
It's cold game.
Follow that last name. The one thing about all these things that the enemy does when you think that they on top, they don't do nothing but set us up. Giving us that slave master's last name gave us a way to trace everything we need to trace backwards in order for us to find out what belonged to us. It's a thing out here, y'all. I just want to make sure that people understand if you follow anything that got to do with Rah1, if you follow anything that got to do with the music that we put out or the content that we building, or even if it's based behind comedy, that, you know, underneath all that or in between all that is a means to say, yo,
I like it.
It's another way, y'all. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, everybody not gonna go with us, be all the color skin folk, ancient kin folk. Like, we understand that, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we get into the black thing and we get into the white thing and we get into the separation thing, but black is first. And I mean, like, not black in the sense of a color. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking about, like, black in the sense of what it represents. You know what I mean? Because that's just a color. You know, it ain't what it represents, but the melanin itself. I believe that one day we're all going to stop calling each other black and we're going to all start looking at each other as just melanated people. Like, people are going to find out how important melanin is. To the point where that's all they're gonna do is represent that. They're not gonna want to represent a color. I wouldn't want to. Yo, when you fill out a job application, it say black, white, other, specific, or island Pacifica. At the bottom, you got to say melanated, because after a while, people gonna have to stop identifying us as a color because we way past that, man.
Or maybe just get to the point of identifying as universally a family.
Or the substance that makes up everything in the universe. And that's who we are. We the substance of everything that's made up in the universe. So we cannot no longer look at ourselves as a color.
We cosmic, my nigga.
Come on, B.
We cosmic, my nigga.
And then, you know, NEGUS and Fly. Wow.
Look, man, I appreciate you for coming, man. I definitely wanted you wanted to do the in-house. I'm like, okay, we love doing that. We haven't done it in a while because we pride ourselves. And
yeah, I get out the house, B. I burn the road up. I get out the house.
When they come through, we want to give them the
energy is everything, man. B. Energy is everything. Yeah. You can't get energy over, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like we record, I got my cousin in the building. He's not on the mic right now, but he's in the building. But it's another reason that gives me an opportunity, because in your family, your bloodline, it runs from a place that it just don't belong to you.
No.
You get what I'm saying? So when you get out and you get out here and you get into this I thing, this I'm going to, I'm the, I'm all.
Because one day you're going to be someone's ancestor.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And so with my family, from what I'm understanding, the ancestors a lot of time that come to you first are the ones from your bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So opportunity always speaks. So even he don't know that he hearing this right now for the first time. But a lot of times, you know, whenever I could set up a scenario where one of them are, I'm a go, because that gives me that opportunity too. Outside of just the fact of saying, hey man, I could have did this online because I felt like, you know, we could have done that because you said you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Nah, B, I'm gonna jump in the whip. I'm coming.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I could say, yo, I'm building. You know what I mean? Because yo, I'm building. You know what I'm, and so if anything happens to me, he could pick right on up. He can't say, yo, damn, what I'm gonna do? Yo, what would Rah want me to do? Nobody could call him and my family and be like, yo, you was with Rah or whatever. Did he say anything? Yeah, I know exactly.
That's fact.
You get what I'm saying? Because if he said, nah, I don't know, then he'd be lying to himself.
That's right.
So I'm holding him accountable too. So he don't even know. He just hit me.
Yeah, my man. Hey, look.
He don't even know.
Man,
He's sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
But
I do that to my little brothers.
Yeah,
I do that to my nieces and nephews. I mean, yo, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, this is what we do. You know, so I appreciate you for even extending the invitation because we go way back. I mean, we being right now, we're not even really talking about our history, but fam, you one of the illest MCs I know. And I ain't gonna lie, I spent a lot of nights after certain times of hearing y'all rhyme because of so much knowledge that you had in the way that you rhymed and the way that you put it together and you broke down the sciences and you know you did it all in an art form at that time, which was really respectable. But the way that you and the rest of your the way y'all did that, man,
man, look,
like to see where you come from here to come now.
Cut the goddamn camera.
Nah, man, I'm being dead. Like, yo, I'm telling you, B, like, I know who you are. Like, I ain't gotta pretend. I ain't gotta sit up here and be like, yo, I know my man doing this podcast thing, but for me not to know you ain't one of the illest out here with that pen. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I respect the modesty. I respect the humbleness, but I know better. So it's almost like if a person was to sit up here and say that, you know, like I heard this analogy one time when they said that, yo, you know, the lion is the king in the jungle and everybody was scared of the lion. But, you know, one person said, yo, it just depends on if the lion ate or not. If the lion ate already, you might be good. You can get through that. But I don't give a fuck if an alligator eat or not. You better not get in this way. He gonna bite your ass, whether he full or not. So when we come down to being the king is only the person that people call the king, not the motherfucker who step in the ring, right? That's the king.
That's facts right there.
So if a motherfucking lion step in the water, his ass is grass. If the lion step on the bank, his ass is grass.
That's facts. That's facts.
You get what I'm saying? Either way, because the alligator, it only knows one thing.
Now you just threw me off with the whole joint prior to it.
But that's the way I maneuver. That's the way I maneuver with this life of mine. B. I maneuver like Clubber Lang. Like, listen, when Clubber Lang trained to beat Rocky, he didn't go to a gym. That nigga went to the basement of his projects.
Yeah.
Go back and watch Rocky 3.
No, you are correct. You are correct.
When most people don't understand the difference between how you're supposed to prepare for what you believe in, that means you got to get in you got to pull them hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in that road. You got to get in that car, whether you got to go by yourself.
It's all about be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Facts.
So, I mean, obviously, not obviously, shit, it really threw me off. Okay, what's Chicago? Shout out Chicago. You blew me with that one. Damn, he brought up the motherfucking pen game. Anyway, when he brought, it's
just a fact.
Wait. Just give me a second. I'd be remiss when you brought those memories back, right? Because we actually have lost one of our brothers. I'd be remiss not to mention my brother, True. Because he was definitely
nice.
One of them.
He was.
One of them ones.
He was.
All right?
He was.
So
all y'all,
yeah,
listen,
man.
your crew, listen,
Wow.
Wise. I talk to him on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Shout out to GS3.
GS3,
Man.
he calls me out the blue, or we just stay in contact. He running with his daughter right now. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know, she got a dope single out right now.
Absolutely.
And
Infinity See on everybody.
yeah, yo, check her out. And y'all guys, man. I mean, man, you know, like I seen it. I've been in studio sessions. I've seen we've had writing sessions in a trailer. Like y'all don't understand. Like this guy has sat. It was one time in a little trailer that I lived in, and you know, and mind y'all, you know what I'm saying. I'm from Jersey, yo, so we don't have trailers there. So to be here and my boys from New York, like these guys came. It was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
All you hear was whispering, and beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you come out and then you hear one of them, you be like, damn, okay. So you said the Earth spent around how many times? Okay, so you said that it's this distance between the sun and wait, and you put that in the bar with the. Okay. Yo, these guys are encyclopedias. So I walked around for a long time trying to understand the difference between how you put science in a rap. But I didn't know that then.
I get it.
Until now. Now I knew that these guys were talking mathematics in a literal sense, but in a scientifical sense.
Yeah.
As if you was to say like metaphysics.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't know that then.
Now damn, why you had to go here, man? This ain't about this. But since you did, and you're here because you were there at that moment, man. I'll just take it off on this tangent. Again, because when you mention that, I got it. It immediately, my mind immediately goes like, damn, it's crazy. We've gotten long enough in the tooth and lived long enough to unfortunately have lost one of ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It takes me back to truth because there was one moment, you know, it's a first for steady beats. You get the couscous, my nigga. It was, you know, yourself and the crew you were with. Shout out to to every single brother in the woodwork. Plus Jermaine. Yeah, Jermaine. Where the hell you at? I ain't seen you in a long time. But anyway,
he around.
But
worrying me.
And then it was all of us. Man, jeez. But I know we had what I like to dub hip hop 101 moment. It was random that night. All of us were together. And we were at like the local convenience gas station store. But all of us were together. Yeah. And it was like, oh, okay, back, you know, we from the era where, Cypher start off, bam, right? Anywhere, right?
Facts.
So we're all together. We're all just hanging out anyway. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, boom. Mind you, it started with just us, right? Which was probably at the time, maybe, let me think of the characters and blah, 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 blah. Maybe 10,
11 of us, yeah.
Yeah, standing out, and it's just, you know, condensed. It's us. We know each other. It's like, there's something we do when we're together anyway, right?
Right.
I can't make this up. I don't know if you remember this. I cannot make this shit up. Within 10 minutes, we're actually off to around the side of the building to ourselves.
I remember
Within
this now.
10 minutes.
I remember.
It's like, people coming through, getting gas and shit. And then next thing we know, we're so zoned out with each other, right?
It's about...
With Hip Hop 101. And then the next thing, I remember I was there, I stopped and I'm like, wait a minute. There's a fucking 200 people in this damn parking lot. If
I'm not mistaken,
am I making this up?
No.
Am I making this up?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the Hardee's parking lot because it was like a gas station right there on the corner.
Which was the Time Saver. Yeah, we were over in the Time Saver on the corner of the building. On the corner of the building.
Yo, it was crazy.
And then the next thing I know, it's like, wait a minute, these people are not going anywhere. And literally they're just there watching our cipher. Like, wait a minute, shit, this is a real hip hop moment.
And then you got about 11
that's
people.
That's verification. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not making this shit up.
And you got cats going behind each other, but some people was running written rap, so they was doing it together. So you'll have a person who was doing like 8 bars a piece with another person. Yeah, it was going to where people start freestyling. Like you was rhyming so much that then you just started freestyling. People was throwing out stuff like, "Yo, a pencil."
Yeah.
The color black, the color blue. It started getting like that, and we was all rapping about whatever they pulled out. Like, it was crazy. What he talking about?
From that moment, that showed me the power and the influence of the art form, because we just still stuck to what we were doing initially, but we were so zoned out with each other, because that's what we do anyway. We was hanging out, people in cast bars and how they putting them together, and then just people. We're not noticing it. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the night? We're not noticing this. Nah. And then I'm like, and then I stepped out because I think I hit a ball, and then I stepped back and I'm like, wait a minute. It's like a small sea of people. I don't know where these people came from and just never left. And they were focused on what we were doing, what we would do anyway.
And it was
that let me know the power.
And it made it so, the energy was so big because people was like in it. They was like, ooh, and iron, and it was a bunch of white kids out there too.
That was
which made it. It was just everybody. They were just out there. They was on cars. I remember people standing on their cars.
That was real. That's a real night.
And it was just like, man, I forgot all about that night, B. Until just now.
That's a real night.
Like,
I'm not making. I always. That's one of them. That's one of those moments
where you had no video. Like, if we'd have had the digital
Instagram and everything, then God, that night would have been crazy. That would have been crazy viral right
now. Son, we'd have been at least like 1 billion plus views by now.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was bananas. I mean, people from, because everybody would have been recording. That's
you would have just seen this
the whole time. Yeah. And if it would have been like now, but that brings me up until now, where I believe how things come full circle. One thing about Tom is that we're not in control of it. RIP to all the people that we lost throughout this whole journey of ours, man. With what brought us together in the first place was the music.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that's more universal than anything is music. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say even today, like, I had to come see you in person, B. Like, I ain't want to do the whole, you know what I mean, over the phone, because we got that much rapport and I got that much respect for you. And plus, I know, you know what I'm saying, that how y'all influenced me, your whole squad, that made me get into that pen, or it made me figure out ways to put the story together. One thing I did know about y'all, I'm going to be completely honest, I knew I didn't have the information that you guys was having because y'all was studying all the mathematics and stuff like that. Okay. But it made me be a better storyteller because I had to find a way to be able to stand next to you guys without just being a person that rhymed. So I had to compete. So I found a way to put stories together, and then that helped me to stand out. So whenever we got into those ciphers, I was able to roll through, and I just concentrated on the flow versus concentrating on how I can, outshine a person that's putting words together. Wow. So you guys helped me with that. So that's how I was able to do, like, what I do now is that I'm able to just become an instrument now of the beat versus it ever being a thing where I have to figure out how many words I have to put together. Now I just had to figure out what words to put together to be an instrument. It was because of y'all. Because I didn't have that information. Like, you guys had the information that we just did not know. And I was just like, well, damn.
This whole thing's crazy right now. I was not expecting this episode to turn into a tangent. Look, I'm not good with getting accolades. Because here's the thing. You never know the impact that you may be affecting somebody with, and it's regular to you because you're in your own skin, right?
Right.
And this moment you're giving me is not the first time I experience it, but every time I experience it, I'm like, wait, damn, this shit regular to me. I just was doing again.
But no,
it's all love and respect, man.
I tell my cousin that too. He was like, "Yo, I've been doing all this. It's just regular." I'd be like, "No, B, it's only regular to you because it's happening to you. It ain't regular for everybody else." You get what I'm saying? Man. If you can inspire one person in this world, you have done an amazing thing. Like, you can really be proud of. But how many of us know that we inspired somebody? We never had this conversation before.
No, we haven't.
So
No, we haven't. That's why I said this episode taking a real ill turn.
Yeah.
Literally, we've never had this conversation before.
Never.
This shit is not scripted.
Nah.
And then he brought it out like, hold up, wait a minute. God damn, he taking the left turn on this.
I'm being completely
Shit, I got a whole welling up in. Like, wait a minute, give me a tissue.
Nah, I know. And so that's why I say for me, it was like, yo, put in the hours. I'm in North Carolina right now, where we met.
Absolutely.
But, put them 6 hours in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's worth it. It's worth it more than just, this my man, you know what I'm saying? I bet, let me jump online real quick. Let me, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we could have did that. Yeah, you know what I mean? But nah, we got history. And then not only that, like I said, I use things for a bigger purpose. Energy is everything. Absolutely. And sometimes, with your brothers, you got to be able to look at your brothers and you got to give them their flowers. And you gave me the opportunity to come, so I'm here letting you know, like, yo, what an influence that you helped me out early on in my life, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the things that your whole crew, and I want your crew to know, like, I know, one of them is not here right now, but he hearing us, at the end of the day, I want them to know, I want all of y'all to know, man, like, yo, you guys have been an influence to somebody. You know what I mean? And more so than not, that y'all guys are successful in that sense. Everything that you're gonna do now ain't gonna do nothing but keep going up. But I'm thinking about generational, you guys deserve, and I'm just saying this for you. I could say this to you because I'm sitting here in front of you with everything that you got going on. You guys are millionaires, B. Damn. And I mean like multi-millionaires. And I say that because you got the information, you got the wherewithal, first of all, because you never gave up. And more so than not, be, if nothing else comes out of anything else that's going on right now, the way that your generation gonna move through your bloodline, man, it's gonna be amazing because the energy that's in your DNA, fam, it's gonna be crazy, that information that's gonna get off, y'all.
That is cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Gang.
And stay focused, because, yo, this shit y'all doing right now is fly.
I appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean? You and your engineer, man, everything y'all got going on, this shit is dope, man. You know what I mean? Yo, all this shit fly. So Niggas and Flies is the motherfucking true.
I appreciate it.
And that Flies part.
First, love yourself, baby.
Hey, yo, listen, it's an acronym, but yo, let me tell y'all, man, that fly shit is fly for real, yo. Where we come from, being cool is not something that you try. It's just something you are. Yeah. And if you a fly niggas, you a fly nigga, yo. And this some fly nigga shit.
I appreciate it.
So duality.
We absolutely.
Duality.
We here all appreciate it because we pride ourselves in people coming and feeling the energy. Like, wait a minute now. Wait, this some other shit. Look, man, what? Damn. I'm be honest with you. This shit is not. First of all, I want to say I appreciate
facts,
everything.
Facts.
It threw me to the, like, damn. But again, you never know how much you're impacting somebody if it's like, it's just normal to me. In the long run of everything. And with you saying that, I actually did. I had something special planned for you, but the timeline just got altered, right?
Right.
Because I actually talked to him last week. Joker Bell, which he has actually been a sponsor for the show, and a single. Shout out Joker Bell. I had planned for Joker Bell to pop up on you. He actually was here. He actually was here last week, thinking we were going to do this. I was like, no. He changed, but I'd be remiss to not mention that. Shout out to Joker Bell, man. We got to link up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. My brother, y'all.
Yeah. Listen,
man. Yo, this has been a great experience, man. I definitely appreciate you guys for having us. Definitely appreciate you for showcasing the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, collective wear.
Yeah, man. Y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is Rah1, Rah1, and the number 1 twice. I got a Linktree link in there. You guys can find links to the merch. You can hear this new music. On my birthday, I'm dropping December 11th. We dropping 12/11. We dropping this record called GOAT. I just feel that way, I'm not saying it as far as anyone else or better than anyone else. I just feel like, I'm saying, in life, man, like, with this pen thing, man, I'm nice, yo. So, I mean, I just feel like the greatest, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I feel like the greatest, man.
Hold on. Give people all your social. See what I'm saying? I love this. I got to give you something for that one. I didn't even have to cut the segue. He started ripping it off. Give people one more time. Tell them slow. Hey, way they can contact you, man, as we wrap this up.
Yeah, facts. So I know everybody on IG, but listen, if y'all on IG, just hit me up at Rah1, Rah1 and the number 1 twice. It's just, put it together. Hit me up on there. I have a Linktree link in my bio. It has the links to everything. You could go check out Soul King. You could go check out any of the other short films that I've done, because I do skits too, as well as short films. Mm-hmm. You guys can go check out Vampire from Jersey. That cat is running right now. Like, I've been getting a lot of demand for me to shoot more skits with him. Yeah. So I'm gonna get into more of that coming into the first of the year. And you guys can just check out all of just everything, man. Music. We still been doing music, like. And the one thing I want to let all the artists know that's listening, because I know it's going to be a lot of artists listening, yo, you can make money off of your music, man, without being on the radio or without selling your soul or without being in a part of a certain contract. You just got to understand the difference between what you do as a song and you got catalogs. I mean, so all kind of licensing deals out here. It's all kind of films and TV shows that's looking for content. You guys can really make a living off of your music. Don't never let a person make you give up your dream. Or I hear this term of this retired.
Oh, gotta retire.
So many MCs be talking about, yo, I retired. Like, I don't understand. How can you retire if you ain't never worked? I mean, recording is not work. That's just the paint. That's just what you're doing. It's not the work. So how you retire from something you ain't never put the work in from? I don't care how long you been doing it. Like, how you telling me you retire? Like, what are you talking about? Like, yo, I don't get that.
That's real.
I'm gonna rhyme until I can't rhyme no more. Like, and then I'm not gonna not be able to rhyme no more. So as long as I'm breathing, we gonna rhyme. And then listen, if it ain't that, you know what I mean. The point is, like, we ain't chasing nobody, yo. It's like, yo, I'm still nice. Like, yo, you put up 20 records, I'm
Tell them how you feel. Tell them how you
know
feel.
what I mean? I don't care who you are, I'm going to go. So it's nothing, man. I just want everybody to stay inspired, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you.
And thank y'all for having me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Hey, listen. I got to tell everybody, any guests, look, you know already.
Yeah, facts.
You got a place to come chop it up at any time you get ready to, man. And look, that Vampire from Jersey, I'm not telling no specifics. But we got something.
Yeah, we got something coming, y'all. This shit gonna be crazy.
That shit
anyway,
gonna be crazy. But listen, man, Rah1,
yeah.
I appreciate you, my brother. Absolutely. No, get up. I appreciate you for everything.
Always, man. Yeah.
And hey, look. In closing, this has been NEGUS, the NEGUS FLYS podcast. I'm your host, Jupiter Love. This is the only podcast where we here encourage you to get in tune with your imperial divinity and first love yourself.
Facts.
You know how I go now. Damn, brother done threw me off with the shit. Steady beast. Get the couscous, my niggas.
Peace.
In my in my